Hey everybody, Marcus Crawford here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. Hey, I have the Autel Evo Nano Plus today. I'm out at Julius Kleiner Park in Meridian, and today is Wednesday the 11th, the day after the introduction of the Mini 3. And so just to let you know, I did order a Mini 3. I ordered just the package with the Pro controller because I want that controller that has the screen in it. And then I also ordered the Flymore package with the endurance battery, the extended battery. So looking forward to getting that. And when I do, at some point, we'll definitely do a comparison with this guy because they are natural competitors, the Autel Evo Nano Plus. But why do I have this one out here today? Well, we had a firmware update for this drone, and the version is 1.3.26, and it added shoot mode integrated with photo, video, and pro mode, all camera parameter settings, and new electronic image stabilization. So I'm not exactly sure what that means, but electronic image stabilization I'm all in on, so we'll see how that looks. Fixed DNG file color error in the Nano Plus, fixed photo number display, fixed the auto exposure lock error in the camera. I'm not familiar with any of those. Fixed errors in hyperlapse, fixed camera's minor issues. Now, the other thing here that I am quite interested in is it said that it optimized wind resistance performance and flight control, and it optimized the gimbal stability. So we'll look at, I don't know if we'll be able to look at all of this stuff, but we'll definitely, for sure, we're going to be looking for stable video, and we're going to be looking at how it does in the wind. Now, I just pulled UAV forecast, says we've got 10-mile-an-hour sustained with 20-mile-an-hour gusts. It doesn't feel that windy to me, but it could be up a little higher. So it's good. We'll be able to check that out. So anyway, let's quit messing around. Let's get this bird in the air. Okay, we're all set to go here. I've got everything fired up. We've got satellites, we're ready to go. Battery's at 87% because this is the battery I used to do the firmware update. You can see the little shoot button on the right side of the screen that's highlighted, so that's the change. And then there's a little button above that that you change from video to picture taking mode. Let's look at the menu real quick. Altitude is fine at 120. Return to home 36 meters, that's good. It's not asking for any calibrations. On the About menu, there you can see the firmware version 1.3.26, and we should be ready to go here. So let's go ahead and do let's try an automated takeoff here. Hey, okay guys, I'm sorry, there's a little bit of a delay there. I'm down to 85% battery now. I have had some problems with my GoPro, my Hero 10, so I put the Hero 9 on here. And let me make sure, yeah, we'll tilt it down just a little bit so you can see the drone, but we're already recording for 2 minutes, so that's how long it took me to switch out that GoPro. For some reason, the Hero 10 kept shutting down. No clue why, but I didn't want to mess around. Let's hit takeoff on the app. One of the things that I really like, it's telling us that the home point was refreshed, but what I like about this guy is that it spins up fairly slow, spins up the props, and you can see it kind of fighting the wind a little bit. There's a little bit of a breeze, it's not too bad. Let's bring it into us, and you know, I saw on the screen there that it's showing us in front, so that's good. And you know what? It won't move forward, so that's a good thing. Let's go back and forth so you can see that gimbal in action. And trying to tilt it back. Yeah, I'm pulling back on the stick. It won't go backwards, and there's nothing behind it. Let me pick it up a little bit. There's literally nothing behind it, and I'm pulling down on the right stick. There it goes. Yeah, but it won't come forward because it sees us up here, so that's okay. We're not going to worry about that. Well, let me move it around to the other side of us here, And it's sinking just a little bit, and we still get that bottom. Well, we are, how high off the ground are we here? Yeah, it says we're about 1.9 meters, and we still get that bottom sensor error. So I don't know, I'm gonna turn off obstacle avoidance here real quick. So I confirm turned obstacle avoidance off. Let's bring it in here. So now we can bring it in. So, yeah, so now that downward sensor error that I've been getting, so this is encouraging. It's not here now. That's been important because I've seen that since a couple of firmware updates. So let's try turning the sensors back on. Yeah, and now we get that bottom sensor error again. So we'll see if that stays as I go up in the air. I'm gonna move the drone around to the side of us. I'm gonna move to the side, and we're gonna get here where we can do a little droney. Bring it around here, and I want to get it where I can kind of point it up and away from us. So yeah, we'll be going over some trees, and the drone is sinking here a little bit. I'm going to drop that camera down, and let's go reverse it up now. So reverse and up. And I kind of slowed down there because I didn't feel like I was getting enough altitude. So what I've noticed about this thing is when you have both controls going, you know, it doesn't. I had to let go of going backwards to get it to gain an altitude very fast, and I was backing up into some trees, so I didn't want to take a chance there. And look at, so we still have that bottom sensor error for whatever reason. So yeah, that's a problem because so I'm going to pull down on the stick right now. And you'll see that it doesn't want to come down very fast. It just very slowly when you have that bottom sensor error. So don't know what's going on with that. I was hoping that this firmware update would do something about that. But let's quit messing around here. We're kind of burning battery. We're already down to 69%. So let's grab some altitude here. We don't want to bother anybody. I like staying at a little bit higher altitude. And let's get that rule of thirds. It's a little bit of a cloudy day today, so let's move forward and let's see how fast we're getting up to. Man, see, it's moving. We're up to 10 meters per second, which that's pretty good. Let's drop some altitude here and bring it around. And yeah, see, now you can see I was getting a nose, something aircraft nose, and yeah, I mean, there was, you know, we're way up in the air, we're over the pond, so there was really nothing for it to, and as soon as I come to a stop, we get that bottom error again. So I'm going to drop the camera down here, and we're going to move a little more forward, and let's see if we can do a little bit of a manual orbit around the fountain here. And yeah, I kind of overshot the yaw there a little bit, so this isn't the best I've ever done, but it's something. And back up, do a little reveal there. Yeah, and see, you saw the aircraft nose, and I'm not sure what that's about. You see the snow in the mountains? We had snow on the ground a couple of days ago. You see people fishing there on the side of the pond. It's very common here. We are supposed to have, by next Sunday, we're supposed to be in the 80s. And like I said, 2 days ago, we had snow on the ground. So kind of interesting. So I'm going to move this way. In fact, what we want to do is, because we tested that speed, let's come back towards us here at full speed, and let's see how fast it goes, and try it the other way. So it's moving along pretty good. I'm having to say, you know, that's almost 10 meters per second, and it's going the opposite direction. I don't feel much wind right now, so yeah. So I don't know. That's pretty good. Let's try it. Let's go back over the ponds, and like I said, I'm interested in speed here. And I see just a little hint of a tilted horizon there, but not too bad. Let's let's make sure that that we have. I want to make sure that we are in the. So I want to be in the speed mode for us here. EXP flight mode. Yeah. So we're going to go into ludicrous is where I want to be. That's the gimbal aircraft turn speed. Yeah, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for, because in ludicrous mode you can set it to full speed or, well, now my, for whatever reason, the touchscreen on my phone appears to be locked up. Yeah, guys, the app appears to be frozen. So I'm gonna do what anybody would do. I'm gonna shut down the app and fire it back up. So let's get back in here. Let's fire that app back up. Oh, that's the wrong app. Autel's what we want. There we go. We got it back. Home point has been refreshed. Well, that's not what we want, so we better bring it back over here. I don't know what happened there, guys. The app just froze. I couldn't get anything. So I'm going to bring it back to us, and we're going to want to refresh the home point back to where we're at here. Boy, we're burning a lot of battery messing around here. And again, with that, okay, so I'm going to go back into the menu, and I am going to signal loss. How do I refresh the home point? Home point. I'm going to set it as me, and let's see what. Yeah, okay, so that's what I'm doing. Home point has been updated. Okay, so we were able to get out of the app that time. So what I was looking for in the app was I wanted to put it into, when I go into ludicrous mode, maybe that's advanced settings. Yeah, I don't know where you, I thought it was in control. Flight mode. That's where we got stuck before. EXP, RC calibration. You know, I'm just not finding that part where you put the drone in, when you're in ludicrous mode, it gives it full speed. Maybe that's under camera. I don't know. Yeah, let's turn on all the grids. SD card, photo format, video encoding, download size, defog, histogram, anti-flicker, custom stamp, camera reset. Yeah, I don't know. There's a setting in here that you use to tell it when you're in ludicrous mode to favor speed. So I don't know where we're at. We'll find out here, but we're going to go into ludicrous mode, and it'll turn off obstacle avoidance. Let's grab some altitude, and the wind has come up here a little bit. Let's go full forward. Sorry guys, this has been just a little bit of a not the best demo in the world. So yeah, I mean about the same speed I think as we got in normal mode. Let's go out across here. Now we're speeding up. Look at that. We were up to 12 meters per second there. And I grabbed some altitude, 13 meters per second. So again, I don't know if we are in the mode that it favors speed or not. You know, I couldn't find that in the app there. I looked around a little bit. So, and why the app froze up there that time, I have no idea. But the wind has come up again, so let's go back the other way. And let's see how fast we can get this guy up to. Yeah, there's 10 meters per second. That's pretty good. I can tell you that, and I got a little message there on the screen. I didn't see what it was. Yeah, so now 8 meters per second. And again, this is in ludicrous mode. They advertise 15, so you know what wind we're having here, you know, it clearly is not getting up to those speeds. So 34% battery. I haven't got much to go here. This guy burns through battery pretty quick. Again, I apologize. I'd hoped to do something better for you here. So I'm going to look again to see if I can see where that setting is. And obstacle avoidance, rear LED, takeoff altitude indicator. I just don't know. I thought it was under control. RC calibration, gimbal mode, gimbal calibration. I just, well, we can look under it. No, we're not going to do that. Yeah, so guys, I'm sorry here. I don't know. Buffering, SD card, grid, photo format, video format. There has been a place in here in the past to be able to set the speed to favor the speed over the gimbal dipping. So wanted to try that out. Well, anyway, let's go out here a ways, and we are pretty close to needing to bring it back. So again, let's take a look at the video quality. And I'm gonna bring this guy around and see if we can just get a little bit of a panorama here of showing the park a little bit before we have to bring it home, which is going to be real quick here. This gives you a good look. Let's go ahead and let's pick that camera up. Yeah, it's telling us it wants to come home, so let's cancel that, and we're just going to bring it home manually here. And we've been flying for 13 minutes and been messing around, so some problems on this flight, and I apologize, guys. I'm going to go back into standard mode, and we're going to bring this guy right back to us and see if we can bring it in for a landing here. We still have 23% battery, so we're not in big trouble. Obstacle avoidance is on, and so we're getting that bottom sensor error again. And one of the things that does, and look at that, we're getting that aircraft nose, and there's nothing in front of the drone. And like, I'm full stick forward right now, yeah, and it's moving back, but well, now it's picking up some speed. So we're getting here. And it's giving us that warning. It's saying, "Hey, I want to come home." Let's bring her down here as we get closer. There's the little drone. I got eyes on it. I want to make sure we don't hit any trees, etc. So I'm going to pull down on the stick here. Yeah, see that bottom sensor error when you get it. It doesn't allow the drone to come down very fast. So as I gave it forward motion, then it allows it. I lose that sensor error, and it allows it to come down. So it's saying I want to land. So let's bring it forward here. Yeah, it's landing. It says, "To heck with you, I'm landing." So there we go. So we got it mostly on the pad there. So what percentage were we at there? Yeah, 14%. It said I'm coming down. So let me get everything shut down and we'll do a quick conclusion. Hey, okay, the Autel Evo Nano Plus. We wanted to take a look at the latest firmware update. We didn't get to look at a lot because I had a few issues. Not exactly sure what's going on. First issue was with my GoPro, nothing to do with the drone, but we switched out to the Hero 9 and it's working great. But this guy, so we still have sensor issues with it, and I don't know what that's about. It may be just this particular drone. In fact, it probably is just this particular drone. The orange version of this drone that I had that fell into the ocean in Florida did not seem to have those issues. Now, with regard to camera quality, etc., you guys will have seen it already. I'll take a look at it when I get home, but it looked good on FPV, so I have no reason to believe that it's not going to look really good. But any improvements that they make to stability, etc., that's always a good thing. I had, weird, when I was digging through the menus there, I was looking for that setting where you put in ludicrous mode, you put it into a mode where it favors the speed of the drone as opposed to the gimbal. Now, did they change that in an update or something? I don't know, or did I just miss it? It's possible. I dug around in there and couldn't find it. However, when I was digging around in there, the app froze up for whatever reason. So restarted the app, brought it back, reset the home point, and then sent the drone out again. And we did a little bit of testing. Now, speed-wise, I'm going to tell you, didn't notice a big difference between ludicrous mode and standard mode. It was a little faster. I think we got it up to over 12 meters per second at one point. You know, part of what this firmware update was to improve the drone's ability to fly in the wind. A little bit of wind here today, and it did fine. It did okay. You know, the natural comparison, of course, is with the DJI Mini 2 and, of course, the Mini 3 coming out here pretty quick. I can tell you this, the Mini 2 in these same conditions would have easily got up to 15 meters per second or close to it, you know, 14, 15 meters per second. We didn't get that with this guy, so, you know, whether I did not have it in the right ludicrous mode, that could be. So I'll leave that at that. But the other thing I'll tell you is, if you're got two inputs at once, in other words, you're trying to move up and move horizontally, it slows that upward movement, the vertical movement of the drone, and you only really get full speed if you're giving it one input or the other. It tends to mess it up. It just tends to slow everything down if you're doing both. So, like when I'm doing my droney, I had to be very, very careful about not about slowing down and giving it a bunch of upstick to get above all the trees here. So yeah, so there's that. That's just my observations. You may have a different experience. I do like the drone. I wish that I didn't have all the problems that I'm having with the sensors on it. As you saw up in the middle of the sky there, I would get, you know, it would give an obstacle avoidance sensor in front of it. The downward facing sensor continues to be a problem. It kind of went off there for a while. Well, when I turned the sensors off, I think it helped. So, you know, do you just fly the thing without sensors? That's probably what I'll do in the future, right? That would be the same as the Mini 2. It doesn't have any sensors to begin with. So that may be the thing to do. However, it is something that I paid for on this drone and is not available. Oh, the other thing, that's another thing worth mentioning is, I got this drone on January 1st, I think is when I took delivery of this drone. One of the things that Autel advertised was that it would have active tracking. The drone, here we are in mid-May, 4.5 months later, and that still hasn't been released for this product. So, you know, that's the thing. Autel, you advertised it. People bought it with the expectations of having those features, so you need to get that figured out. So anyway, I guess that's about it. This is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out, and if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Most of all, I appreciate you taking the time to look at this video, and yeah, of course, we'll see you on the next one, the Autel Evo Nano Plus. See you later.